Hello, welcome to Info Hub. In our headlines, oil critics called out for sharing selective and misleading information. Public Service Department launches scholarship website. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. Daddy! The government, through the Ministry of Social Protection, will be providing support to 7 families now homeless following a fire at Pike Street, Kitty this morning. Seneca Thorne has more.
Ministers of State Joseph Harmon and Social Protection Amna Ali and ministers within the Ministry of Natural Resources Simona Brooms and Social Protection Keith Scott visited the residents affected by the fire, which gutted about 4 houses early this morning. Minister Ali said that following the assessment of the damages, the ministry will be preparing hampers and other items for the families and individuals.
Together, government, the Relief Council and so on, we are going to be able to bring some relief to you.
In the interim, Minister Ali handed over some clothing items to the families. One of the victims, a 69-year-old Janet Brown, whose house went up in flames, said that all she has left is what she was wearing at the time of the fire.
This is why I had this is why I got to have 3:30 this morning. Where I'm staying, right where you had to catch me on the bridge at my neighbor.
The Guyana Fire Service is urging homeowners and others to buy and keep at least one all-purpose fire extinguisher to fight any internal fires that may occur. Seneca Thorne for Info Hub.
Stacey Carmichael tells us that according to Business Minister Dominic Gaskin, there seems to be a concerted effort to derail progress in the oil and gas industry, which can transform the country's economy.
And the information being shared with the public is incomplete and it is misleading. Those who are comparing Guyana's 2% royalty to Ghana's 10% royalty know very well that they are looking at 2 different types of agreement, and they are not painting the complete picture. I have no problem with us looking at agreements signed by other countries and us learning from those agreements, but let's look at the whole picture and not just the parts that show us getting less than them.
The government signed a production sharing agreement with ExxonMobil, the company that is producing Guyana's oil. The 1999 agreement was revised in 2016. The contract makes provision for Guyana to receive in the first year of oil production 2% of the gross value and 50% of profit oil. Minister Gaskin disputed critics' claims that the contract is chicken feed.
In the first year of oil production, the government of Guyana will earn about the same that it has earned from the last 8 years of gold production. I don't think that that is chicken feed.
In fact, the government will earn around $700 million under the existing oil contract, Minister Gaskin pointed out.
By 2022, when the second phase of development starts to produce oil, government revenues will increase to approximately $800 million per year. So for anyone to assert that government is selling out or giving away our oil is just plain nonsense.
Minister Gaskin noted that Guyanese must be realistic. The country is a newcomer in the industry and will need help in deep water oil exploration and production. Minister Gaskin delivered these remarks at the opening of an oil and gas seminar hosted by the Private Sector Commission. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
The government, in collaboration with the Global Green Growth Institute, will be undertaking a rooftop solar project for commercial and industrial use. This was disclosed by Deputy Director of the Institute's Energy Investment and Policy Division, Carol Litwin. Stacey joins us again.
Deputy Director of the Global Green Growth Institute's Energy, Investment and Policy Division, Carol Litwin, said the Institute will be working with the private sector and exploring options for financing in relation to the rooftop solar project. The aim is to source financing before the end of 2018 to start the project's rollout. A meeting with the private sector is slated for Thursday, where several financial models will be presented.
There's different financing options for the private sector. Guyana, there's 2 banks here in Guyana that currently has green credit lines. They are then associated, they're quite small, and they're not being used that much. We think they are quite good. So one of them is actually has some tax benefits, so that's quite helpful. But to scale it up, we need to make this on a much, much bigger scale. So we are looking at either what's called an SME type of financing. It would be a fund for which that's targeting industry and commercial customers that will be able to access long-term financing at good rates.
Another option is known as the leasing model, which requires the customer to sign a purchase or rent agreement with a leasing company, eliminating operations and maintenance. A simple monthly fee will be paid. GGGI Lithwin said can contribute to reducing the local energy cost.
Guyana should really benefit from its solar, from its ample resources. This is a country that's endowed with water, with oil and gas, with and a good sun and also wind. And I think there's a need to diversify for energy security, not just to rely on, currently you're relying on diesel and oil, which is high cost.
Litwin was speaking prior to the opening of a renewable energy workshop hosted by the Department of the Environment and the Global Green Growth Institute, hosted at the Pegasus Hotel on Tuesday. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
The Public Service Department launched its scholarship website today. Natisha Isaacs was there.
Students and public servants will now be able to access a variety of scholarship opportunities offered by the Government of Guyana and other donor organizations via the Department of Public Services website. This announcement was made at today's launch by Head of the Public Service, Reginald Brotherson.
For overseas training, 145 fields of study ranging from accrual science to water sanitation and health engineering in 26 countries globally. The stats are as follows. In 2015, 52 scholarships. In 2016, 76 scholarships. And in 2017, 104, giving a total of 232 scholarships. On the local scene, 98 fields of study was taken up, ranging from accountancy to tourism, giving a total of 1,031 scholarships awarded.
Prospective students will be able to register, save, and submit their applications via the website, while current and past recipients can access all forms necessary for the management of their scholarship.
If you read the papers yesterday, you would have seen that the fiber optic cable went down, right in the middle of us uploading the website. So we're hosting it in 3 places so that it will never be done. And we have a webmaster. The public service has hired a webmaster that will be updating the website in real time.
The website also provides public servants with the necessary information pertaining to professional training offered by the Department of Public Service. For InfoHub, Natisha Isaacs.
Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC representatives and other health officers today conducted assessment visits to the industry and Enmore health centers on the east coast of Demerara in order to improve the management and healthcare systems in those communities. Crystal Stahl has more.
Chairperson of the GPHC Board of Directors, Cassandra Owls, explained the focus of the initiative.
This year we want to shift our focus a bit. We want to focus more on the quality of care that people get, and we want to reach out into the communities. So we're visiting our health centers to see what services they offer, what issues they have, how we could improve, and also at the main headquarters in Newmarket Street. So basically we really want to focus on patient care in 2018.
GPHC Deputy Chief Executive Officer Brigadier George Lewis said he believes the initiative will be beneficial for those involved.
I welcome the initiative of the board to come and visit the health centers so that they will have a better understanding of the environment within which our staff work and some of the challenges that they encounter, so that when we have board meeting and from a hospital administration standpoint, we make recommendations, they can be able to support us and better understand the reasons for the recommendations.
Heading the Industry Health Center, Dr. Saska Sertimer, in a brief presentation, highlighted the services offered by the outlet.
We've had a very successful meeting, good discussions about the way forward and about our general day-to-day activities at the clinic. So I'm indeed looking forward to working with the board and the other management team of the Georgetown Hospital as we continue to offer primary health care services to our community.
The board of directors is expected to conduct 2 more visits at the Kitty and Campbellville Health Centers within the month of March. For InfoHub, I am Crystal Stoll.
Stefan Gabriel tells us that the minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Karen Cummings, wants healthcare workers to deliver a continuously high quality of maternal and child health service.
Public health stakeholders and their strategic partners entered 2 days of deliberations on maternal and child health and an expanded program on immunization. Minister Cummings noted efforts to constantly improve the health and well-being of families and children remains a work in progress.
One that has full support and commitment of the entire Ministry of Public Health. At this point in time, I must commend Dr. Hamilton, maybe she can stand and take a bow, and her team for diligent and thorough work they do with the little resources available to ensure that the quality of our maternal and child health services are of the best that is available in Guyana. I urge that all of you continue to give committed and efficient service to ensure a healthy Guyana.
In addition, Minister Cummings reiterated the government's commitment to reducing child mortality rates by providing improved services.
We will continue to support local health facilities by providing essential equipment and supplies, as well as strengthening the quality and reach of services provided by community health workers. Our aim is to provide these services close to the mothers' homes.
According to Minister Cummings, one of the focal points of 2017 was the institutional strengthening of the maternal and child health (MCH) component of the Ministry of Public Health. The MCH EPI quarterly review meeting is held in collaboration with PAHU WHO at the Grand Coastal Hotel. For InfoHub, Stefan Gabriel.
West Berbice housing units construction slightly behind schedule, but will be completed this month. Alexis Rodney has that report.
Despite delays due to the inclement weather, the construction of 10 elevated housing units at Bath Settlement on the west coast of Berbice should be completed by month end. The project was initially slated to be completed in February. Clerk of Works Mohammed Shamir Khan.
Mainly the weather conditions. We have had some very heavy rains that had caused some flooding as well as rain days. Had a lot of water to go down.
The elevated units are nearing completion, while the construction of 10 single-flat units has started and should be completed over a 3-month period.
As you can see in the background, we are having houses in various stages of completion. We have all the structural work will be completed already, and we are having just the finishing being done. Plastering, electrical works, roofing, guttering. That's for the elevated ones.
The housing units construction is part of the government's effort to provide suitable and affordable housing solutions for citizens across Guyana. Alexis Rodney for InfoHub.
In our final report, we tell you about a tour guide who is blazing trails in Iwokrama Rainforest. A 19-year-old high school dropout, Kendrick Andrew, got a new lease on life by securing a job as a tour guide for the Atta Lodge located in the Iwokrama Rainforest. Here is Stacey Carmichael with this special feature.
Kendrick Andrew is a tour guide at the Atta Rainforest Lodge, and even though familial issues led to him dropping out of school, this lad is optimistic that it will not hinder him from achieving his goals.
Yes, I do regret after I drop out from school. I tell myself I missed a lot of work. I should have been somewhere else already if I was in the secondary school.
Kendrick hails from Cato Village, North Wakaraimas, Potaro Siparuni.
I came to Region 9 in Anay, where it is called Binahil Institute. That's where I came and do my studies.
And what did you study there?
I studied music, art, culture, basic maths and English, natural resource management, forestry, tourism, and agriculture. Cultural skills also.
After completing his studies, Kendrick sought employment at the Rockview Lodge, but things did not work out as anticipated, so he moved on to the Atta Rainforest Lodge. At first, it was a bit tough, but Kendrick learned all the responsibilities by accompanying other tour guides and within a short time became well-versed in the ways of the forest.
I got that knowledge from my grandparents when I was just a little boy, but not all the stuff that I told you guys. And then when I came to the Art Lodge, I get the knowledge from the other experienced guides that were coming from different areas, different villages. And yeah, that's where I get to know about the trees.
The youngster aspires to attend the University of Guyana and was not shy in letting his dreams known to Minister of Public Telecommunications, Catherine Hughes, who was on an outreach in Region 9 and stopped by the lodge.
I'm hoping to do that in 2019, so I would actually know what's going on over there, like in forestry. I also want to upgrade myself in tour guiding and in tour guiding. Yeah. So I can handle or get responsible for those things.
Intrigued by his story and willingness to further his studies, the minister committed to assisting him with entry into the tertiary level institution.
Check our website or Facebook page for more details as we bring you updates on development across Guyana and further afield. Thanks for watching. Connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.